In 1993, three engineers met at a Denny's restaurant in San Jose. They had $200 between them and an idea that everyone said was impossible. Today, that Denny's conversation is worth $3.5 trillion. This is the story of Jensen Huang, the 9-year-old boy from Taiwan who would become the godfather of artificial intelligence. But this isn't just another Silicon Valley success story. This is about 30 years of rejection, about a company that came within 30 days of bankruptcy, about betting everything on a technology nobody believed in. When Jensen started NVIDIA, experts laughed at him. Graphics chips for video games? That's not a real business. They said he was wasting his talent. They said Intel and IBM would crush him. They were wrong, dead wrong. Because Jensen saw something nobody else could see. He saw that video game graphics would one day power artificial intelligence, that the same chips that rendered Mario would one day cure cancer, model climate change, drive cars, and change the very fabric of human civilization. But the path to that vision was paved with pain. Jensen Huang was born in Taiwan in 1963. His parents weren't wealthy, but they had dreams for their children. When Jensen was 9, they made a decision that would change everything. They sent him and his brother to America, alone. The school they chose was in Kentucky. It was supposed to be a prep school. It wasn't. It was a reform school for troubled kids. Jensen didn't speak English. He was the only Asian kid there. Every day was survival. Kids beat him up regularly. He cleaned toilets to earn his keep, slept in a room with kids who had knife scars. But something interesting happened. Instead of breaking him, it forged him. He learned to adapt, to survive, to never show weakness. He taught himself English by reading every book he could find, excelled in math, because numbers were universal, and discovered something crucial about himself. He could endure anything. His family eventually moved to Oregon. Jensen thrived academically. Oregon State University for electrical engineering, then Stanford for his master's degree. He worked at AMD designing microprocessors, then at LSI Logic as a chip designer. By age 30, he was successful by any measure. Good salary, stable career. The American dream achieved. But Jensen was restless. He saw the computer industry changing. Graphics were becoming important. 3D was the future, and nobody was taking it seriously. The Denny's meeting happened on a rainy April morning. Jensen met with Chris Malachowski and Curtis Preem, two brilliant engineers who shared his vision. They ordered coffee and eggs and changed the world. Their idea was radical for 1993. Create a chip specifically for graphics, not general computing, just graphics. The industry thought they were insane. Why would anyone need a separate graphics chip? Intel's processors can handle graphics fine. This is a solution looking for a problem. But Jensen saw what others missed. Video games were exploding. 3D graphics were coming. And CPUs couldn't handle the load. They incorporated NVIDIA in April 1993. The name came from NVIDIA. Me is Latin for envy. They wanted competitors to envy them. Bold, maybe arrogant, but that was Jensen. Their first product was a disaster. The NV1 chip took 2 years to develop, cost millions they didn't have, and nobody wanted it. It used quadratic surfaces instead of triangles. The industry had already chosen triangles. NVIDIA was dead on arrival. They had 30 days of cash left. Employees were leaving. Investors were furious. Jensen had a choice: give up or pivot. He chose to fight. The NV1 failure nearly destroyed everything, but it taught Jensen a crucial lesson. Never fight the market standard. Embrace it and make it better. So they started over. The Riva 128 was their Hail Mary. If it failed, NVIDIA was finished. No more chances. No more funding. Game over. The pressure was crushing. Jensen worked 100-hour weeks, slept in the office. His marriage strained. His health deteriorated. Engineers were burning out. But he pushed harder because he knew something. 3DFX, their biggest competitor, was getting complacent. They had 85% market share. They thought they'd won. Jensen saw an opening. Riva 128 launched in 1997. It was faster than 3DFX, cheaper too, and it worked with Microsoft's Direct 3D. The market exploded. Orders came flooding in, but Jensen didn't celebrate. He knew this was just the beginning. Then came the real challenge. Intel announced they were entering graphics. The giant was awake. Stock analysts declared NVIDIA dead. Intel will crush them like bugs. The stock price collapsed. Employees panicked. Board members wanted to sell. Jensen refused. He made a bet that seemed insane. Instead of retreating, he accelerated, doubled down on R&D, hired Intel's best engineers, and created something revolutionary: the GeForce 256, the world's first GPU, graphics processing unit, a term Jensen invented. It wasn't just a graphics chip. It was a parallel processing monster. It could do things CPUs couldn't dream of: transform and lighting in hardware, programmable shaders, the foundation of modern graphics. Intel's graphics chip flopped. They retreated. NVIDIA had won. But Jensen was just getting started. 2006 changed everything. Jensen made a decision that puzzled everyone. He opened up NVIDIA's architecture, created something called CUDA. It let programmers use graphics chips for non-graphics tasks. Wall Street hated it. Why waste money on this? Stick to gaming. This will cannibalize your profits. The stock dropped 50%. Investors demanded Jensen's resignation. The board questioned his sanity. But Jensen saw the future. He knew GPUs could do more than games. Scientific computing, machine learning, artificial intelligence, things that didn't fully exist yet. He was betting on a future nobody else could see. For 5 years, CUDA was a money pit. Billions in investment, minimal return. Gaming competitors mocked them. NVIDIA forgot they're a gaming company. I gained market share. Stock price stayed flat. Jensen didn't care. He kept investing, building, waiting. Then 2012 happened. A researcher named Alex Krzyzewski used NVIDIA GPUs to win ImageNet, a prestigious AI competition. His neural network crushed the competition. It wasn't even close. Suddenly, every AI researcher needed NVIDIA GPUs. The deep learning revolution had begun, and NVIDIA had the only chips that could power it. Google called. Facebook called. Amazon called. Everyone needed NVIDIA. The same Wall Street analysts who called Jensen crazy were now calling him a visionary. The stock exploded, but this was still just the warm-up. The next decade was a rocket ship. Self-driving cars needed NVIDIA chips. Cryptocurrency miners bought every GPU they could find. Data centers transformed from CPU farms to GPU powerhouses. Jensen had positioned NVIDIA perfectly. Every major tech trend needed their chips. AI wasn't just a buzzword anymore. It was reality. And NVIDIA was the arms dealer. They powered Tesla's autopilot, Google's search algorithms, Netflix's recommendations. Every major AI breakthrough ran on NVIDIA. The company culture reflected Jensen. Intense, demanding, no bureaucracy. He still reviewed product details personally, still worked insane hours, still pushed for impossible deadlines. But employees loved him because he was in the trenches with them. He didn't just demand excellence, he demonstrated it. Then came ChatGPT. The world suddenly understood AI's power, and every AI model trained on NVIDIA GPUs. The H100 chip became more valuable than gold. Companies waited months to get them, paid any price. NVIDIA's value crossed 1 trillion, then 2 trillion, then 3 trillion. Jensen Huang became one of the world's richest people, but he still works like he's broke, still paranoid, still pushing, because he knows something. The real AI revolution hasn't even started. Jensen Huang's story isn't about luck. It's about seeing the future before it arrives, about enduring pain when everyone doubts you, about betting everything on your vision. He wasn't the smartest engineer, wasn't the best salesman, wasn't born rich, but he had something more valuable: the ability to suffer longer than anyone else, the courage to be wrong until he was right, the wisdom to build for tomorrow, not today. Your breakthrough might be 30 years away. Can you last that long? Can you endure the doubt, the mockery, the near-death experiences? If Jensen could do it, so can you. The future belongs to those who see it first and refuse to let it go.